palaces, power, scandal. The world adored the fairy tale of Prince Charles and Princess Diana. But behind the royal gates, secrets festered, a love triangle that would shake the monarchy to its core and captivate millions around the globe. Prince Charles, heir to the British throne, was groomed for kingship from birth, expected to embody dignity, tradition, and stability. His public image was carefully curated by palace officials and the media alike. Charles married Lady Diana Spencer in 1981, a young woman celebrated for her charm, beauty, and innocence. Their wedding was televised globally, an event watched by over 750 million people. To the world, it was a fairy tale, a prince and his princess, destined for royalty. Yet behind the smiles and pageantry, the marriage was already under strain. Diana was only 20 when she entered Buckingham Palace. Charles, 32, carried years of expectations and the lingering presence of another woman, Camilla Parker Bowles. His longtime love and confidant Charles and Camilla had first met in 1970. Their bond had been intense, emotional, and deeply romantic. Yet society, family pressures, and royal duty kept them apart. Meanwhile, Diana, young and inexperienced, struggled to navigate the royal world. The palace was a labyrinth of etiquette, protocol, and invisible expectations. A place where love was often secondary to duty. Wheaton jeers cracks began to appear. Charles was emotionally distant. Diana, isolated, sought support from staff and friends. The media began to notice tension, though the full story remained hidden. By the mid-1980s, rumors of Charles's continuing attachment to Camilla had reached palace insiders. Whispered conversations, secret letters, and private phone calls began to paint a picture of a marriage in turmoil. Diana, struggling with loneliness, turned to charity work and public engagement. She became a beloved figure for her compassion, but privately, she suffered from depression, bulimia, and the emotional strain of an unfulfilled marriage. The palace, eager to maintain appearances, often tried to mediate. Counselors, aides, and family members were brought in, attempting to preserve a facade for the public. Yet the tension only grew. Meanwhile, Charles and Camilla's secret meetings continued. Letters revealed emotional dependence, affection, and longing that never ceased. Even as Charles publicly fulfilled royal duties with Diana, the media began circling. Tabloids hinted at infidelity. Photographs captured Charles and Camilla together, but the palace maintained strict control over the narrative, suppressing scandal where possible. By the late 1980s, Diana had become aware of the full extent of Charles's emotional commitment to Camilla. Interviews with friends and staff revealed her heartbreak, growing resentment, and desire to assert independence. Privately, Charles admitted his continuing love for Camilla, describing Diana as sweet, but never a true companion. The royal triangle had become not just emotional, but political, threatening the stability of the monarchy itself. In 1992, the palace publicly acknowledged the breakdown of the marriage. Charles admitted adultery with Camilla, a confession that shocked the public and media alike. Diana responded with transparency. In a groundbreaking 1995 BBC interview, she openly discussed her struggles, Charles's infidelity, and the pressures of royal life, captivating an audience of over 22 million viewers. The world saw Diana's vulnerability, strength, and charisma. Her narrative contrasted sharply with Charles's restrained statements and Camilla's silent presence. Divorce proceedings ensued. In 1996, the couple formally separated. Diana retained her title as Princess of Wales, but the fairy tale was officially over. Camilla remained largely out of public view, her reputation damaged by years of rumors. Yet, her relationship with Charles endured, sustained by decades of history and emotional attachment. Diana's life continued under intense scrutiny. Every public appearance, charity engagement, and interview was dissected by media worldwide, creating a global fascination with the royal triangle. The scandal reshaped the monarchy. Queen Elizabeth II faced criticism for perceived inaction, and royal protocols were reconsidered to adapt to modern expectations. Charles and Diana's children, William and Harry, grew up amid public curiosity, media pressure, and the legacy of their parents' tumultuous relationship. In 1997, Diana tragically died in a car crash in Paris. The world mourned. The royal triangle was forever sealed in history, leaving behind lessons on love, duty, and the perils of public life. Posthumously, Camilla slowly reclaimed public acceptance. Charles's eventual marriage to her in 2005 symbolized enduring long-term affection and a reshaped royal narrative. The triangle of Charles, Diana, and Camilla became a cautionary tale of power, passion, and human frailty within the monarchy. It illustrated how private choices ripple through history. Even decades later, the story continues to captivate. Documentaries, books, and media coverage examine every angle. The love, the betrayal, and the complexities of life at the pinnacle of power. This is more than a royal scandal. It is a human story of longing, heartbreak, and the consequences of love entangled with duty. The triangle that shook the crown remains a defining chapter in modern monarchy history. The legacy of Diana, Charles, and Camilla continues to influence perceptions of royalty, media, and public fascination. Their lives remind us that behind ceremonial grandeur, human emotion is inescapable. A tale of love, betrayal, and survival at the very heart of the monarchy. A story where crowns, hearts, and history collide in ways that continue to echo around the world.